Hello everybody. I am about to start making a new journal and I thought I would turn the camera on and just record. Nothing in particular. I don't know what I'm going to be calling this particular video, but I just thought it might be nice to just record crafting. I'm starting on a journal and it's a downloadable kit from the Paper Cameo on Etsy. Nicola asked me if I would like to use this kit, and I looked at it and I said yes, that would be lovely. And so I've printed some of the things out already. There's actually a couple of kits here. Now, I don't have an expensive printer, so this gives you an idea of how things print out on just your average everyday kind of printer. It's just a Canon printer, no specialty things of any kind. I have used a heavier weight paper that I like to use on it. So the names of the kits are Bella and Flora. The Bella kit has papers in it, and there's also a Bella ephemera kit, and the Flora kit is the Flora ledger, and there's also an ephemera kit to go with that as well. I'll put links if you are interested in the description box below. So what I've done is I've already grouped these together because I don't have the room in here to have my papers everywhere. So I do that down on my kitchen table. And I've printed on one side, and then what I'm going to do, because I don't like things looking white like that, so what I will do is I'll distress that in some way so that it blends in with the tea stain papers that I've got. So I've put a printed paper and a couple of tea stain papers, and then another printed paper, a couple of tea stained papers, and then another printed paper and another couple of tea stain papers. And this is how I start my signatures. And there's another one. Isn't that lovely? I'll just give you an idea of what the papers look like. That's the other side and the other side there. And all those are from the Bella kit. All those papers are from the Bella kit. And this is the other signature. I think this one might be a little bit smaller, but I will add some more papers to it. So you've got that paper, a couple of pages, that one, and then a couple of pages. And I'll just show the other sides of those. That's a plainer one there, and that's a plainer one there as well. So that is the start of the journal for that. I've grabbed a couple of paper bags that I might use, and these are the ephemera pieces that I've got. I'm just making sure, yes, that's the ephemera, and I've printed that on some tea stain paper so that when I fold my envelope, I've got that tea stained look behind it. And then these ones here are printed on white paper, so we have those ones there. Those ones there. It's very Marie Antoinette-ish, isn't it? And then those ones there. And then these are the papers from the Flora collection. And what I've done, instead of printing them out full size, I have printed them out a quarter of the size. That way I can use them as things like journal cards and things like that, and mix it in with the Bella collection, because I think they go together beautifully. So I have that page there. And then I've printed some extra. Oh, that one's on a bit of cardstock, that one. What I'm going to do with this, of course, is make a paper doll out of her. I think she's going to make a beautiful paper doll. So that's why I've printed that one off. So I'll put those away. And that's not all that's in those kits, because there was quite a lot. I've decided to make 2. So I've put half of it in here for a journal, because I like the way my last journals didn't turn out too big. And so I'm going to try and stick to that. And then this is the other one I've put together in the same way, but of course the pages are a little bit different. Like that one is the same one I'm going to use for the paper doll. So I've got that, and this exactly the same kind of concept, but different pages. So we have that lovely page there, and that one there. Is there any more? Just check before I flip it over. That's the other side of that one. And then there's that one there. And the back, isn't that pretty? I think that's beautiful, just that part there alone. So that's the first signature for this one. This is the second one. And that one there. And that's the back of that one. And the colours are nicely muted. They're not bright, which is really nice. And then that's the back, which is another lace effect one. So they're the pages for the second journal, and a couple of bags. And then this is the ephemera, which is a little bit different. So we have that one there, which is once again printed on tea stain paper. And then this one, I think these might be the same. I've just printed them out twice. Yes, I have. There we go. And then that one there. And that one's also on tea stain paper. And then the other pages from the Flora collection. And then another large one. And this is for another paper doll. So that's how I'm starting. And I hope this is helpful to some people. I don't do it a set way every time. That's just the way I'm doing it for this particular one. I think, you know, I don't particularly stick to a certain way of doing things. It just evolves. On my desk around me, I have a few things that I thought might help inspire me to get going, because sometimes starting is the hardest part of doing any kind of craft, and once you get started, the flow kind of starts. But what I've done, I had a couple of things still hanging around on my desk. I've got a bag of like fibers and threads here. That was from Roseanne. And I thought, well, it's got the green and the pinks and the blues, which might work nicely, and the browns and the creamy colours in here. So I'm going to keep that on my desk to remind me that perhaps I want to use some fibres in it. I also, I was using a rosette, and so before I put the jar of rosettes away, I noticed there was some colourful rosette flowers in the jar, and you know, they could come in useful for this journal as well, because the colours look nice with these colours here. So I've got that on my desk. Yes, they're the colours there. Also, I had a doily that I'd been cutting into, and see, that's the rosettes I was using before, for something else. And some odd cut doilies and things like that. So I've kept those on my desk. I've got a little bit of lace here that I used on one of the covers, and I'm keeping that out as well. I had some wadding, and it wasn't from my last project, but it was hanging around on my desk, so I'm leaving that out. A bit of pianola paper here. And also these, and I don't know, I think there might be for the next journal after this one I had in mind. Because these, when I was looking for something, I came across these, and they're all lovely little appliques. So I think I'm going to be doing like a vintage shabby journal again shortly, and I may use those ones for that, so I might put those over there to remind me when that time comes. I had also stamped out some of the little dresses from my Queen of Crafts stamps, and I haven't used them yet, but they will probably get used in this because, you know, they're really cute and they might come in handy for ephemera. It's got little crowns and it's got Dream, beautiful, and then these tiny little dresses, and I thought, well, I can use those, so I've kept that out to the side there as well. What else? When I was making some paper clips, I had already got these little tabs cut out from they're from Queen of Craft also, and I hadn't used them. They were from a die that I was sent, not those ones. And then I made some paper clips for my last journals that were inspired by Eva from Bohemian Crafting. And so I've also made a couple, and I thought they would go nice for these journals. Same sort of concept, but I've put gold around the edge of these ones, and I think they look ever so pretty. And then some of my baby craft charms that I made, I've put those on there as well. So I think, see, you're getting the colours in now, aren't you? So it's going to be very pretty, I think. So I've made those, and I also have some little, these little things here doubled up, and what I've done is I've gone around them with gold as well, and I've used the washi tape stickers on these, and I think they look very pretty. So they will probably be used in here as well, because I think gold will be the accent, because there's a lot of gold in the images. So I have those on my desk. I also have a couple of extra bags that I put together. These are made out of cereal bags, and the correspondence course book that I found. A couple of little paper clips on top, and they can be decorated up and used in the journals as well. So that's kind of where I'm starting from on this. I did go on a little bit of a tea staining frenzy a week or two ago. Where is it? Oh my goodness, this is lovely. Excuse my ice cream container, and these are all laces that I have tea stained up because I don't want anything bright white in here, and you know, it gives a nice aged look to it. I don't mind old white. I quite like the contrast between old white and tea stained, but not like this one here. See how bright that is? Can you see the difference? That one looks almost tea stained compared to that one, but it's not. It's just an old white. See the difference? So I don't want anything bright, but I like this kind of white. And like old white doilies tend to have that look as well. Is there anything else I need to say why I'm here? Just looking, because I kind of start thinking about things ahead of time and putting them to one side, like I've got here, and I don't know whether, no, that's probably too pale, because I've got a bag and I'm sort of thinking of the next journal along the way, which will be using some of these as well. The ones I said I would be using these sorts of things in. So it's a mixture. It's there for me to use with this, but I'm also thinking about the next one as well. What else? I don't think there is anything else now. I have beads that I've left on my desk here, and not specifically for this, but the reason, and these sparkles, the reason I leave these on my desk is to hopefully remind me to use some beads or something. You know, it's not that I'm going to use these particular ones, but hopefully it might remind me to use some beads. It's the same as this. I've got this, and it's been on my desk for a while, and I absolutely love it. And I don't want to use it because I think that's the last piece of it. But hopefully if I see it, it might prompt me to do something else. Okay, so I'm thinking the best, or I won't say the best, sometimes a good way to get started is to cut your ephemera out, because as you're cutting it, you're thinking about it, and you know, your mind might get creative in thinking about things. And I know that's probably not the most interesting thing to watch, so I will go ahead and cut out all my ephemera, and then I'll come back. Oh, and if you wanted to back that, you can back it now, or you can cut them out and back it as you go along. I tend to stitch things a lot, so I cut out and then add things to it later. But if you're wanting to put a backing on it now and cut them all out in one go like that, that's probably a good idea to do. Okay, so I'm back. I have cut all of those things out. Like that and all the... And I've done both packs. What I think I meant to say... Oh, these ones here, I think I've printed those at a quarter size, those ones. They're the full pages from the Bella kit. I like to change sizes on things, just, you know, for my own preference, like the ledger paper from the Flora kit. With these ones here, the little doily from the ephemera pack, what I've done is I've put a double layer of tea stain paper behind those, so they're quite thick, and I've cut them out. This particular one, it had like an eyeball in there. I'm not big on having eyeballs on things, so I cut one of the little wax seals out and put it in there. I cut it a little bit smaller than the actual wax seal was, and I think that looks fine. So that's what I did with those. So all the doilies are extra thick, so that I can perhaps use them as a tuck spot or something, so they've got a bit more strength there. So I've done both of those. That took a little bit of time, but that's okay. I was listening to a couple of videos while I did it, and while I was out this morning, because it's the next day, I found a bracelet at the op shop, thrift store, and so I've just been taking it all apart. And I know I said I was going to use gold. Actually, that's got to go back in there. But I thought this, although it's silver, it's got that vintage silver look to it. So I think I'll use gold and silver, because this will save me some time, because it's got the pinks in it. It's got the mauvey colours in it, the clear ones and things. There's actually, I think, an elephant. I'll put that to the side. There's a butterfly there as well. It had a few little charms with it. These are actually wire wrapped. I don't think I've ever tried wire wrapping. See how they're wrapped with wire around the top up there? So, I mean, it means that I will have to have... You can't open the little top part of it. You need a little jump ring or something to attach it to. But this saves me hours of work if I want to be using some of these in the journals. But this, I might only use a couple in these journals and put the rest aside and use them further down the track now. I've just got to find a container of some kind to put them in. I also found these lovely pearl beads as well. I haven't really been doing a lot of thrifting at all, but these ones caught my eye. Not perhaps that one's a wooden one by the look of it. But look at that, isn't that beautiful? It's got the colours coming through it, so they may be nice. That one's real pink. It's got real pink sheen to it. So I found those. They're glass, and they're all like glass. They're lovely. It's only that one that is wood. That one's another glass one. So that was nice to find. Now what am I doing? I'm looking for a little container. Oh, I should stop putting things in little containers because I end up with too many little containers everywhere. Oh my goodness, where's the container? Okay, these I found years ago. Craft tinware. And they've just been in a drawer, and I need to go through my drawers because you can't keep just collecting stuff and putting them away. If they're put away, you can never find them, can you? So let's just put some of these things in here. Like that. Might put those in there as well. The bracelet I have washed, actually that might be a good idea. Yeah, the bracelet I washed in soapy water when I got it, because sometimes old jewellery has a funny like feel to it, and I don't like it. So what I'm going to do, I've got a wet one. I'm just going to do that. Give them a bit of a wipe over. Put them in there. It is a very clean thrift store I go to. You know, it smells good, and they wash all their clothes and things like that, which not all thrift shops do. And it's just a nice clean shop that I get the majority of my stuff from, which is really nice. I also found a couple of doilies that I would like to use as well. Like, I don't need any doilies, but these were quite pretty, and I thought they would be nice. And it's nice to help the stores out as well, because, you know, they haven't had a good last 12 months or so, have they? So, okay. And although ours have been open the majority of the time, I think a lot of people just haven't been going because they're trying to, you know, just stay away. So they've not been as crowded as they would have been a couple of years ago. Okay, there we go. That makes me feel a bit better. Nice and clean. I don't know if I want the wooden one. I'll leave it in there. You never know. Okay, so we've got those to play with. I'll just go get the doilies and show you. Okay, so this is what I found. I got a bunch of fake flowers, and these are very much like the little white flowers I love. How pretty is that? And I've never seen them in the pink, so I got this, and I thought they'd be lovely to pull apart. So let's put that somewhere where I can see it to use without knocking everything flying. My son was home today. They're on school holiday now, and he got some takeaway on the way home, and the little spoon and that came in this little bag, and I thought, oh, save that because like, I'm not going to use it because he put his little grubby fingers over it. But I love the size of it and just the idea of it. So it's like a utensils bag. But if I have that around, it might spur me to make something with it. I got an extra pattern because they're always good to have for the pattern paper inside. Just a couple of little flowers, and I just love the colour of them. Aren't they pretty? So I'll put those in there. Now I've got these two doilies, and because there's two, I thought that would be good. And they're quite fine. Let's just take it out of that. Oh, like an oven bag. Get rid of that. Okay, so that's quite fine. It does have a couple of marks on it, but that's what happens. So there's that one, and there's that one. And they're slightly different colours. One's more of a turquoisey kind of colour, and one's a blue. That's okay though. So one each of them, of those. And then there were two of these the same. So I thought that was good. Did you see these, or was I out of shot? There we go. Sorry about that. That's one, and you can see the other one's a slightly different shade underneath. Must have run out of thread or something. Then these two lovely doilies here. Isn't that pretty? So there's two of those. So it's always nice if you're making two journals to have similar things in them. And then I got this, and this is not for these journals I'm working on. What I thought they were so pretty. They're lovely. The Cottage journals that I've just sold, I think I'll enclose one of these with those Cottage journals because they're in the pretty blues. So there's two like that, and there's one slightly larger. It has got a bit of, just a little bit of damage down there, so that compensates for it. That's the wrong way. It's that way. There we go. So it doesn't look too bad that way, actually, so that's all right. One of them will get the slightly larger doily to play with in their journal. And thank you to those ladies that purchased those journals. That was really kind of you. It's nice to sort of get things finished. Right, so we've got that, we've got those. Okay, so I might say that's the end of the first video for this, and the next video we'll start putting some things together. So I hope you enjoyed seeing how I start my journal this time around. Take care, everybody. Have a lovely weekend as well. Bye.